What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, the podcast where we talk about movies and comics and everything in between. My name is Darren, aka DJ, and I am joined by my two siblings, my brother, Derek.
What's up, everybody?
And my sister,
Dawn.
I like how you threw that sister.
You know, I didn't notice until I just said it. Like, so, yeah. But this week we were here talking about Men in Black International. So that just came out this weekend, and we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of discussion on the movie. It was interesting, but before I get deep into it, I just want to let everybody know spoilers for Men in Black International. I'm not going to do a spoiler-free review of it because it's whatever.
It's not worth it.
So if you haven't seen the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, then you can skip past this part. But we'll go ahead and jump into it. So first I want to ask you guys, what did you think of the story?
It was very weak. You know what I mean? I felt like the twist of the movie wasn't very twisty. It was so obvious from the very beginning. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it was just nothing.
I agree. Derek, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought the story was weak. It was easy to follow. And it was like, excuse me, kind of new, like what was going on. Like nothing, like there wasn't no surprises, I should say, in the story.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with both of you on that. It was kind of predictable. If you didn't know, so of course they let out early that, you know, the premise of the movie is that someone was a mole in the MIB, and they kind of wanted you to make you think it was Agent C as it was going on. But then it was clearly, even before they revealed that it was high T.
High T, yeah.
Yeah, before it was high T. It was just...
It was so obvious from the... I mean, even before it was like, you know, they said there's a mole, it was just... You was like, this dude's not legit. It was just so obvious. I think it was because they tried so hard to make you dislike Agent C.
Right.
Or, you know what I mean? To me, I felt like it was even obvious, and I'm jumping again, sorry, that High T wasn't even himself anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, because, so, if you haven't seen it and you're still listening for some reason, the main villain is the Hive. So, what they've set out to be the main villain for the majority of the movie, by the way, was not the villain at all. They weren't even bad guys. Right,
which I thought was kind of a weird setup, because to me it didn't make any sense. If the Hive wasn't bad guys, like, why are you going around killing people to get this weapon that's supposed to protect you? I felt like there was like such a better way to do that.
Yeah, they really made them seem like, because it was they looked pretty cool. They had like galaxy nebula type of things.
Yeah.
And it makes you think that they were the villains of the movie, and up until the third act.
Yeah, and it was just one throwaway sentence that said, you know, we're trying to protect the world. And I was just like, what?
Yeah, and then in the end, they just killed them. It was just like, oh, well, they're gone.
It was so very strange. And I didn't even understand the point of that.
Yeah, it was very anticlimactic, I would say.
There you go.
Yeah.
But can I say the introduction to Agent M and like her story, I thought that was good.
With her finding them instead of them, I thought that was kind of cool and different, you know.
Yeah, and I'm glad they made it her discovery into what MIB is. That was short because we already had that with the first movie.
Yeah.
So they didn't spend a lot of time on it. I that was a good idea for them. But the comedy in this for me did not land at all.
No, it was very flat.
No,
it wasn't.
And I thought I was like, I was saying like I was questionable about the movie. Like, I don't think it's going to be good. but I was expecting for it to be some funny parts.
Yeah, I expected it to be funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I definitely wasn't expecting a good movie at all, a good storyline, a good plot. I feel like that was going to be dumb to me. But I was hoping that if nothing else, at the very least, I could think it was entertaining.
Yeah,
And it wasn't.
which
Not
is
at all.
acceptable for a Men in Black movie. You know,
Well, I mean, I take that back because I think the first one to me was a good movie on all accounts.
true.
Yeah.
I would give you that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I watched that a little bit today.
Yeah, so it didn't like I didn't laugh during the movie. The little
I didn't
alien
either.
guy, Pawnee,
Annoying.
got me to smirk a little bit.
Yeah, he was kind of, but he went from
annoying.
between like kind of funny to like that's not funny at all.
Yeah, but yeah, a lot of the jokes, and you can tell that they were just. It was supposed to land and it was supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there, in the theater, like,
We did have one guy in our theater who like, like a few times, like literally that was his laugh. And
I want to start laughing like that from now on.
so he thought it was funny, but I did not.
Yeah, to me, the story was pretty weak. The comedy was not good. What did you guys feel about the acting?
It was. I feel like they were all trying too hard because even that chemistry you got between Chris Hemsworth and
Tessa?
yes, I feel like what you had in like the Thor movie did not carry over into this movie.
No.
It
And
did not.
yeah,
did not.
I'm going to say director because you've got a ton of talent on this movie.
Yeah,
I
even
wasn't
Liam
expecting.
Neeson just didn't get that. Yeah,
even Liam Neeson, and I'm like, I just don't feel it. And to me, with these actors, we know they
Yeah.
can act, but this goes to show that it's not just your acting talent that makes a movie good. You do need good direction.
Yeah.
And because some of their lines to me, even I'm like, man, that just fell kind of flat to
Yeah.
me, you know. So I feel like this was just a waste of talent. Like it was a lot of good talent there, and it was wasted.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of on the line now. Like, does every movie need a sequel? And does this franchise need to continue on? Because outside of the first one, these last three movies has just not landed.
Yeah,
And they just keep bringing them out, and it's just stop.
Each one was worse than the one after.
yeah.
Before. Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, I'm with you with the whole sequel thing. And I don't know if Darren bringing this up in this new segment, but the sequel to these movies so far that has been coming out this year has been bombing really bad.
Yeah, sequels have not been doing well this year. That is true.
Well, they haven't been good movies.
That's true. I don't think it matters that it's a sequel. It's just they haven't been good movies. I mean, I agree with Dawn. No one was asking for a continuation to the Men in Black story.
No.
True.
When they said they were coming out, I thought cool because I enjoy Men in Black, you know, but I didn't need it. And if this was a good story, I would have been happy for it, but it just wasn't.
Right.
Like, it's just not. All right, I'm going to ask something that I know you guys generally don't pay attention to, but cinematography. The way the movie was shot.
I feel like he's so bad wanting to be in this movie world, and he's not.
I don't like but I noticed stuff, so I want to talk
Okay,
about it.
Whatever. All right, cinematography.
I didn't think it was great.
I don't know. Visuals was okay.
I don't think I didn't think
What
so.
did you
It didn't
want?
land. Huh?
What did you want?
It just didn't land for me. Okay.
Oh my
That's
gosh!
all.
Like, how does it land?
Well, like if you have cool shots, and you should be able to like, wow, that's cool. That was
What's cool?
awesome that
They
they
were
did it.
in London. What's cool about London?
It's not whatever. Whatever. I didn't think that was so great either.
Okay.
But you guys don't have any thoughts on it. You thought it was fine.
I thought it looked fine.
Okay.
I thought it was okay. I never even paid attention to the word whatever you said.
Cinematography.
Yes. Until you started using it.
Okay.
I mean, do you want to talk about costume design next? I mean, since you're going through
Whatever.
all the Oscar categories.
Anyhow.
Sound quality.
So, Yeah. Anyhow, yeah, it was. At this point, I guess we can just talk about a couple of random things about the movie. It just was boring. I would say probably similar to how Dark Phoenix was. Now, I mean, I think this was better than Dark Phoenix.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
It was better than Dark Phoenix, but I still walked out the movie theater saying
That was a waste.
I could have done something else with my time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. I wasted an afternoon of not working for this.
Well, you weren't working.
I know. So I went to the movies. I could have did something else with me not working.
Well, that was your decision. I did like Derek was mentioning, I did like the story of M and how she entered into the MIB.
But I was like, the
How
only interesting thing, though, like,
Yeah.
everyone else was just very... Because I just, even, like, that tension between, like, H and everyone else, they're all like, you changed and you changed.
Yeah, they just kept saying it.
But they didn't really bring out, like, was it the fact that he got neuralized that changed, though?
Yeah, they still didn't explain.
Yeah, or was it, it was just something else? Because I'm like, you neuralized him, but apparently...
I was thinking it was because he was neuralized.
That's what, but I mean, they didn't really explain it because how? Right? Neuralize just says that you forget this one thing. It's not supposed to change you.
Yeah, but maybe it changed how I guess it was saying he changed how he approached things, but he was kind of living like
kind of carefree and reckless and...
Yeah, like someone that is, and I don't want to get too deep into things. People that generally do that are like they're sad on the inside and they just want to portray like this. It seemed like his character was doing that.
So, I mean, but see, and that's why I felt like that needed more explanation. So was he doing that because subconsciously he remembered that they lost without remembering that they lost?
Maybe that was it, but it was never explained.
It was never explained. Was he subconsciously remembering that High T died at that battle?
Right. Yeah, that could be it.
But it wasn't explained.
Yeah, it was never explained, but that definitely could be it. Maybe that's what they were getting at, and it needed some sort of explanation. Not obviously show don't tell is the biggest rule, so I think they should have done a little bit better at showing exactly how that affected him. But even so, with that, him playing Chris Hemsworth, it was kind of just I don't know. It was Chris Hemsworth being Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, it was. I
just didn't feel like the role fit him.
Yeah,
maybe that's what it is.
It was just weird. It just felt weird to me.
Yeah, it didn't really fit.
I felt that she did good in her role.
Yeah, it was okay.
But I just thought Hemsworth, it just didn't fit me with him being the agent. And I felt kind of the same way with Liam Neeson as well. I'm just like,
Yeah, it was always, all of it felt kind of off.
Yeah.
It's like the best way to put it. It just didn't.
Like they were actually playing these roles. Like we can see the people playing the role instead of us being put into the movie. Yes. Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. It was a movie that I didn't need to see. That didn't need to be made.
Didn't need to be made. That's Dawn's thoughts on it. Well, I guess at this point we can go over just our ranking of the movie. So Dawn, what do you think?
5.5.
Okay, Derek.
I say a 5.
I say 5.5. So yeah, 5.5 out of 10. That's where we would put this. I'm not going to say the same thing I said last week with Dark Phoenix with the whole don't see it. I would say see it on Netflix. Yeah. Don't go to the theater and see it.
Yeah,
that's a waste. But if you're bored one day and it's on Netflix, go ahead and watch it. It won't harm you, I guess.
Yeah, no, it won't. Yeah, I definitely don't pay to see this. Don't buy the DVD. Don't download it. Nothing.
No, yeah.
Don't even Redbox it. Save your dollar.
I think Redbox is $1.50 now.
I I've never gotten anything out of Redbox.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's $1.50. Price went up, man.
Still cheaper than renting it from like anywhere else.
Blockbuster?
No, like you can rent movies through like Amazon or whatever.
Oh yeah,
It's
or
like-
even on like Google Play.
Yeah, it's like $3.99 or some trash.
Yeah, kind of
no.
expensive.
Yeah.
All right, so after we talk about the movie, of course, we usually get into box office. Now we're recording this a little bit earlier this week, so I don't have box office numbers for Men in Black International. I think they made like $3 million on Thursday night or
I
something
think
like that.
Derek, you told me earlier that it was $25 million for Friday.
Yes.
Was it 20?
Yes, as of right now, it is 26 million
It's domestic.
domestic.
Okay, because I thought I saw something that said it was projected to make like 20-something million.
I
over
thought it
the
was
weekend.
40 projected.
Okay, we'll
I
see
thought-
what happens. We'll probably cover it next week and see exactly what
Right.
the box office is.
Right. I mean, even though they said that was pretty low, that
Oh,
even if
hold
they
on.
hit, you were wrong.
Maybe. Well, yeah. It's. No. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Yep.
It said it's heading to 26 million.
Okay, so the projection for the weekend is 26 million.
That's low. That's
That's
definitely lower
extremely
than
low.
what they estimated.
Yeah.
And even what they estimated was low.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about things being low, Dark Phoenix. So this is the second weekend. And it is saying that after its entire run, it may lose $100 million.
Woo! Now, does Disney eat that loss?
Yes, because they own the property now.
Man, oh man.
Talking about drop-offs, between Fridays, it had an 83% drop-off from Friday to Friday.
Wow.
It's projected for the second weekend to be 74% lower than the first weekend box office draw.
That's insane.
Yeah, so remember how last week we were talking about Godzilla and how it's like, wow, a 68% drop-off. That's horrible, right? Yeah, Dark Phoenix, 74% is the projection.
Yeah, that means no one likes this.
Yeah, so that is extremely bad.
Yes, that is horrible.
Yeah, so that being said, Dark Phoenix is not doing too well.
10.5 mil for Men in Black on Friday.
10 million on Friday.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
that makes sense. If it made 3 million Thursday night, 10 million Friday,
Yeah.
you know, probably 30 million is the highest it's probably going to reach.
Yeah.
Especially since the reviews are not good for the movie.
Nope.
No, it's not.
So, man, this has been a grouping of not so good movies. The year started off pretty good with the movies that we were getting out. Like, we were getting at least okay movies.
True.
And now we've kind of hit a bit of a rough patch here.
Until next week.
What's next week?
Yeah, because Shaft is
Toy
pretty
Story.
bad too.
So you're right. Toy Story is coming out next week, so that should be good. We're probably getting to that. In fact, it's about time we get into the news.
Yes.
So, first thing I have on the news, the Marvel Cinematic Universe had a casting call go out for a character called the Benefactor.
Who was that?
Well, there's speculation thinking that this may be Norman Osborn. The character is called to be preferably a white male between his 40s and 60s.
I thought rumor had it that Norman Osborn was debuting in Far From Home.
Really?
That is the rumor I have been hearing.
Well, that
I saw
kind
that
of
rumor too.
that may make sense if they're casting the Benefactor now and they put him in a post-credit scene.
Wait, no. Far From Home comes out in like 3 weeks.
They
That
can
should be-
shoot a post-credit scene, clean it up, and put it at the end of the movie.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a scene.
Okay.
So that might be it. I don't know. It depends if Norman Osborn's actually in this Spider-Man movie or not. Another thing is in Ant-Man and the Wasp, the villain of that movie, not the main villain, Sonny Birch, he said that the person that wanted to part from Hope and Hank was the benefactor. He's his benefactor. So we're thinking it's the same.
That guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're thinking they're referring to the same person.
I mean, Norman Osborn would be a good villain to be a new villain arc in the next phase.
Well, rumor has it that he will be. That he will have a continual arcing throughout Phase 4.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a rumor that they're going to reveal who bought Avengers Tower. If you got Norman Osborn in there, that makes sense.
Really? I was always assuming it would be the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, everyone was assuming it would be Fantastic Four. That's what I was assuming,
Just
too.
change it to the Baxter Building.
But, I mean, we got all this Norman Osborn news coming out now, so...
Okay.
We'll see. Of course, we don't know who the benefactor is, but based on the requirements for the casting and other things, it may be Norman Osborn.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
Which would be pretty cool.
He's a good villain to have. Man, do they not want to do, like, the Kingpin? Because I feel like that's kind of a person that...
I don't think they can use the Kingpin yet, because he was on Daredevil.
Right. 2 years, remember, from the cancellation of those
I thought it was
characters.
just only if Vincent D'Onofrio played him.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's the whole character, not the actor.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah, because, give me Vincent D'Onofrio. I want Vincent D'Onofrio to play Kingpin.
I know,
so,
right?
Like, keep him as Kingpin, dude.
And, hey, look, Spider-Man 3, whatever you do, Kingpin villain, Vincent D'Onofrio. Let's go.
I'm down.
I'm down for that. That would be interesting. So, next bit of news. Square Enix. Why did they change their name from Squaresoft to that? That's such a stupid name.
I don't know.
It is a dumb name.
Square Enix. They have released a trailer to the Marvel's Avengers video game. So that was at E3, I believe. Mm-hmm. And what did you guys think about it?
The game itself seems
I liked it.
fine. To me, I still don't understand what kind of gameplay it is.
They didn't really show the gameplay, did they?
So is it similar?
No,
is it
they
like
didn't.
a better graphic Marvel Alliance, which is what I'm hoping for? Is it just a straight up single player third person game? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think there's been a few complaints about the game already, which apparently developers says they're listening and changing some things.
I know there was some complaints about the character design. I think some people they don't look like the actors. I don't need them, nor do I want them to look like the actors. But I
Why
thought
is that even a
Yeah, well, because they got to pay for people's likenesses.
right, but I don't want that. But they need to look better than what they did.
Yeah,
They were very goofy looking.
that's true.
So I don't know what model they used to design these faces, but find a new one.
Find a new one. Okay, fair enough. So, that's the thing. Other than that, I kind of just am curious to see what type of gameplay we're getting with this. I don't know if because they already have another Marvel Alliance coming out. I don't know if it's going to be the same.
I'm fine with that because Marvel Alliance is only on the Switch, and I don't have a Switch.
Okay, well, fine then.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, other thing I noticed, Hawkeye wasn't in it, so I'm guessing as you go along, you unlock
I
characters.
figured there was going to be more characters.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my point. It was like, I don't know what kind of game this is.
Yeah. Apparently, there's, of course, going to be downloadable content.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought it was weird that they chose not to show actual gameplay when Nintendo showed actual gameplay of Marvel Alliance.
That's also
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was expecting to see gameplay.
Well, it's still in active development, right? When is this coming out?
I don't know.
Okay. I think this is next year. that
Is
this
it next
supposed
year?
to
I thought it was
out.
coming out this year. Is it next year?
I think it's next year.
Okay, well, if it's next year, I take everything I said.
Because you
back.
got to remember, we had that Sony Spider-Man trailer well before that game dropped.
Yeah. Yeah.
True. That's another one where the characters are so goofy looking.
They do look goofy.
I mean, like, it is a beautiful game, but Peter and
But
Mary
can I
Jane.
say this though? When it comes to superhero video games, the characters are goofy looking on the game. Like it's not like an Uncharted where it's like they have like real good human likeness.
Why,
I think when it
though?
comes to I don't know, but that just came to my mind. Superhero video games, the characters look funny, like slightly off, but it's all superhero games though.
Which makes no sense to me.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Because if Uncharted can be, you know, a beautiful game, why can't we have decent looking people in these games?
Yep, Metal Gear Solid. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
wait. Sorry. According to Google, they will not change character designs.
Oh.
That was my complaint, and apparently they said nope.
well then.
That answers your question.
Well, no character design change. I mean, I don't care really.
I don't, but it is very, I don't want to say unsettling, but
Now, is this going to be a multiplayer game? I think it's supposed to be,
I
but
don't know.
you know, I want
I'm hoping
the
it
couch
is.
multiplayer to be brought back. Can we bring
Yes.
back
Yes,
couch
can we
multiplayer?
sit down, play together in the living room?
Right, because some of us have friends in real life
Yeah.
who,
Right.
who wants to play with each other.
Right. 3D rivals, we support real life friends.
Hey guys, you guys listening to the podcast, if you want to see us play a video game together, then we need couch multiplayer. We don't actually in order because we can still do it without it, but still,
It's so much better.
it is so much better. I think I enjoy it more when
Yeah.
you have that.
I do, especially since I have, you know, close friends that we play games together.
Yeah.
So it would be nice if there were more games that, you know, were designed for you to do that.
Well, we'll see what happens. Next bit of news: Quentin Tarantino is confirmed to be doing the next Star Trek movie. Apparently, a script is done already, and it's said it's confirmed to be rated R.
Has he done a movie that's not rated R?
I don't think he has done a movie that's not rated R, but it just feels weird
So rated
because
R
it's a
for-
Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
I think that is a very interesting direction to take that.
Yeah,
And I don't think that's the direction it should go in.
yeah, because I'm like, what are we putting in a Star Trek movie that we're gonna make it rated R?
Lots of F and N words.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of sounds like a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Now Quentin Tarantino is great, you know.
Unnecessarily violent. But I'm like, they use tasers.
Yeah, is it phasers or tasers?
Phasers.
Yeah.
not tasers. It's
Set
that
phasers to stun.
To stun. Yeah, there we go.
So, I mean, I have faith in his direction. He's generally makes good movies. Great. I'm just doing a little double take on the rated R Star Trek. Plus, I mean, your audience. I guess a lot of your audience are adults.
Right, but I feel like is that the type of audience that wants to see that though? Does the audience that watch Star Trek also watch Pulp Fiction?
See, yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Is he
Like two different audiences.
okay? Yeah, is he the director or the writer?
director.
Okay,
And J.J. Abrams is going to produce, I think.
He's been producing all of them.
that was going to be my question, but okay.
Yeah. So we'll see what becomes of this. We'll see if the studio even allows it to. The script may be rated R, but
And they might tell him to edit some of that. Huh?
Dial it down.
yeah, because you got to think about Star Trek in a way it makes money. For this franchise, I think it would make more money as a PG-13 movie than a rated R.
Yeah.
Certain things obviously would make more money as a rated R over PG-13. This doesn't seem to be that direction, but you never know. Maybe it'll be another Deadpool, and it'll be like, oh, look, see, Star Trek movies can make money being rated R. We'll find out when this happens. Next bit of news: Disney Plus is announcing more things for their streaming service, and for Monsters Inc. fans, there's going to be a TV show called Monsters at Work.
Okay.
So, cool if you like Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. was interesting. I don't know if I'm going to watch a TV show, though.
No, I guess I'm not a real fan of the
was my
movies. I
same
mean, the
thinking.
movie was fine and all. I mean, I guess it was even good, but it's not something I've only seen it once, and I have no desire to see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything doesn't need to be a TV show. Like,
Well,
when they tried to do Rush Hour and make it a TV show. And
They tried to make that a TV show?
did they?
Yes, they did.
When
Yeah.
did they make Rush Hour a TV show?
Yeah.
It didn't last long.
Who was in it?
A whole bunch of no-name people. I can Google that for
Don't.
you guys.
I don't care.
Nope, that's okay, yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, don't want to know.
No desire.
Well, I think this is aimed more for children, and they
Obviously.
make, it is aimed for children, and they generally, the children's movies, they do make shows off of it because,
Like every
Yeah.
children's movie ever.
yeah,
It
it
becomes a
sells
TV show.
merchandise,
Yeah.
so that's the deal.
Yeah.
A little bit more video game news, sort of. Tom Clancy's The Division is getting a movie on Netflix.
Yeah, I guess supposed to star Jake Gyllenhaal and Jessica Chastain.
Yep.
Directed by the same guy that is directing Hobbs and Shaw and Deadpool 2.
Yes.
So, I mean, already I'm like, this is going to be good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got some good actors behind it.
Yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw looks good. And
I like Gyllenhaal
Deadpool
as
2
an
is
actor,
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like it's going to be well acted and have a lot of action. So, I am very interested to see that.
Yeah, so that should be good.
Yeah.
That should be good. So I'm interested to see that on Netflix once it pops up. Maybe we'll cover it. We never know.
Yeah, I mean, because the game itself is a pretty good game.
Yeah.
So, it's long, and I've only watched it on YouTube. But
Oh, okay. I was like, you've played it? I haven't played it.
No, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. It's way
Okay.
too complicated for me.
All right. Let's talk about the Batman for a second. So that's the next Batman movie coming out for DC. We're still unsure if this is a part of their universe or if they're doing separate thing. I'm confused at what they're doing. But anyway, it has...
They're confused at what they're doing.
that's apparent. It has come out that we know some of the villains that are going to be in the movie. So we're going to be getting the Riddler, Penguin, Catwoman, and Firefly, along with two others I didn't get.
Yeah, two others. I read the article that said 4, and it's like, oh wait, there's 2 more, and they said it's going to be Two-Face and the Mad Hatter. So I think that's an awful lot of villains in one movie.
Yeah, I think, though, since this is supposed to be set in Arkham, I think that, they're not all going to have a big part. There's probably
Yeah.
going to be a couple of main ones, and then some of these
A
are going
brief
to be on the
battle,
side.
and then he move on to the
Yeah.
main person. Yeah, that's what I assumed. I still feel like that's a lot, especially since you named them. It kind of made me wonder if these are just people you see behind a cell, or if these going to be major talking roles that will expand to the next movie and the next.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
They have a release date for the movie, too.
Yeah.
June 25th, 2021.
Yeah.
So
So-
that's the supposed release date.
So this is 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Man, that is a long time. I don't want this to end up as another Batman v Superman, because you guys remember how long it was that we heard about Batman v Superman? It was like 4 years with trailers and Comic-Con and
Yeah.
stuff.
I feel like this won't be.
Showing up in I'm Legend.
I mean, somehow I got a feeling that this is going to be better.
Yeah.
I feel like it's already starting off as better, so I have hopes. Maybe because I'm a Batman fan. And
True.
anything is better than what they have.
I mean, I will see all things Batman. I mean, that's
Right.
cool. I will go check it out, but
Yeah.
we'll see what's up. Speaking of the DC universe, apparently they're looking to have James Gunn kind of take the lead.
Yeah, so I guess that he's supposed to help them reboot the DCEU, which is funny because we read that they were going to be done with it and do mini stories with, Batman has his own, Superman has his own. But now I'm guessing, I don't know, they like what James Gunn is doing with the Suicide Squad, and maybe he wants him to help them fix the DC universe.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty good director. I'm just, like I said on the last bit of news, I'm just confused at what they're doing. Are they doing separate universes for them? Are they doing one universe? What are they doing?
They don't know. Which is why we get stories like these, because they don't know.
Okay. I don't mind either way.
No, I mean, look, I just want a good movie that I want to watch, and like something where like I can watch it over and over again.
But on the side note, though, I don't want to be confused at whether this is this in the universe or is this not. You know, I
think they need to say it hands down right now, like, you know, like the Joker movie. I still don't understand what that's supposed to be about.
I'm pretty sure that's not in the DC universe, though.
Okay, so it's just a movie about Joker.
Yeah,
is he the real Joker, or is he something?
Yeah, because Thomas Wayne is in it, and
okay, I'm
guessing.
I don't know. I saw another trailer for it, and I just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, the plans was for a Joker movie anyway.
But it doesn't make sense to release independent movies from your universe.
Yeah.
But
I think the Joker movie isn't it made by like a different studio too, though?
No. Warner Brothers owns DC Comics. It will never be made by a different studio.
It's made by Warner Brothers.
Then it's just they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, all DC movies will forever be made by Warner Brothers.
Yep.
That's the deal. Moving on to something different, though. Wolverine, not the Long Night, the Lost Trail. Yes. That's the podcast. We covered it last year. We covered The Long Night, was the first Marvel Wolverine podcast, and it was really good. So this one's going to be made publicly available to everyone on July 8th of this year. So if you guys want to check that out. They did have the first episode for free on Stitcher.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a little teaser, if you have Stitcher Premium, which is the paid, you can listen to the whole thing, the whole season. But, you know, we cheap out here, so I'm going to wait till it's free.
Right. I did listen to the first episode, and it was very good.
Yeah.
It was.
It was good. So I'm definitely interested to see where this go, you know, how all the characters develop. It was, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but definitely, if you're like on like, you know, fence on whether or not you want to listen to this podcast, check out the first episode. It's worth a listen, and you'll definitely want to listen to the other episodes.
Yeah.
And for our fans, we will be doing a review of it as well. So
yeah, once it's out
released,
and completed, we'll probably give it a couple of weeks and then we'll discuss it. Yeah. Maybe at the end of the summer movie season, once all the movies die down.
Well, it's 10 episodes long, so we're waiting for the end.
Yeah,
it'll be the end of that.
So make sure you guys check that out. Keep an eye out for that. Toy Story 4 had its reviews set in, and apparently it's really good. So the critics are giving it so far 100% rating, which not a lot of movies start off like that.
Yeah. Literally every review I saw was 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very unusual for it to be. I'm like, no 95s in there. Yeah. So
now, granted, I know Rotten Tomatoes can be a little confusing for people, so I'll explain it again. It's not that the movie is 100% good. It's just 100% of the reviewers gave it a good review. So, you know, if they said 7 out of 10, good.
But I mean, I'm saying is I haven't seen anyone that gave it. I mean, it was like 9.5, 10. Yeah. So I'm saying like it must be a really good movie, which is disappointing because I really didn't want to see this.
You didn't?
I don't want to see this movie.
I'm so surprised. It's Toy Story. You can't hate on Toy Story.
I don't know. I think I'm over it.
I will always love Toy Story.
I'm done.
Okay. Well, okay, so so that's a Toy Story, so it should be good, and we'll see what it's like next week. Actually, we'll be discussing that. Last bit of news, WB has their streaming service, and you guys picked up some news on that?
Yeah, so it was announced, I don't know, months back or whatever, but there's, I guess, a little bit more detail on it. I guess the price point is somewhere between like $15 and $18, which is...
That's extremely high.
Extremely expensive.
Yeah.
However, if my understanding of this is correct, that will include HBO and Cinemax.
If that's true, if it includes those two, then I guess it's worth it. But then, see, now we're getting at the point where how many streaming services are we going to have?
And I think that's what is going to kind of
basically it's going to get rid of cable altogether.
No, I think is that someone's going to lose out because now everyone's saying, "Oh, I want to have my own," but then it's like I'm not about to pay for every streaming service ever.
Yeah, someone's going to lose out because. No, look, people aren't going to pay as much as they pay for cable just for the different streaming services.
Right, and so now you're saying, like, I don't know, what does WB make besides DC?
Well, I mean...
Well, I'm trying to think of a show, like, say, oh, I want to watch Law & Order, but I can only see it on the WB streaming service or something like that.
Right.
Then it's just, is it worth it for me to want to see that?
Yeah. And before anyone asks us, we understand that Law & Order is not Warner Brothers.
I do very well understand.
It was just a
I needed a show.
example.
I don't know what WB makes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming their movies are going to be on there.
Right, but what movie do they have?
I never really paid that much attention.
I'm sure it's an awful lot.
Yeah, I mean, I know they have good movies. Like I said, Lego movie is Warner Brothers. Oh, all the video game movies, like ever. Like, they're all Warner Brothers. Pokemon and the Lego movie. And they're making another one. I forget which one.
Okay, so I guess and then my other question is, does that mean that the DC streaming service will kind of get folded into that?
I'm assuming so. It shouldn't be an add-on. Like, if I have to pay extra, more than $18 for...
Right, I would assume that it just gets included.
You know, that's...
Godzilla is Warner Brothers, too.
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
I'm like
Godzilla.
looking up something now. Ocean 8 was Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's a movie I would want to see that I guess I won't.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a good list of movies.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, like, is it something like, oh, I won't have access to that anymore?
Yeah, well...
Like Gravity, The Hangover.
The Hangover.
The Matrix.
Oh, that's right. They do have The Matrix.
Yeah. The Fugitive. Okay.
It's just so many streaming services now. And
I feel like it's too much.
Like, what I'm probably going to have is Netflix, who... I don't even know if I'm going to be keeping Netflix, honestly.
Let me know before you cancel this.
Oh. I have it for now. But as things... Like, Netflix is losing a lot of stuff. So, like...
It is. And do their
and
original...
they keep raising their prices.
Yeah, because now they're at, what, $12?
Something like that.
Do
It's
their
going
original
up.
shows make you want to keep Netflix? So far, I have
Some
not...
of their original shows are good.
Which original
Yeah.
show have you seen that you really like? Don't say anything Marvel.
I got to think now. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
I mean,
off
House
the
of
top
Cards
weeks
started
ago
off good.
Is Black Mirror an original? Black Mirror is a Netflix
I
original.
thought it was a sci-fi thing.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Okay, there you go.
That's good. I mean, I guess Stranger Things is worth the price of admission,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so for now, so I would have Netflix, Hulu, because Hulu gets almost everything. Hopefully, it will continue to do that. And then the Disney streaming service, I'll get that.
Well, yeah, I only have Hulu because I don't have a regular TV.
Yeah. And then Disney only wins because they have Fox and Marvel along with their Disney products. Plus, Disney owns like Touchstone. Yeah.
Wait, are we getting Touchstone stuff too?
Huh?
So we're gonna get Touchstone stuff too?
I'm guessing some. I think they put all
Shut
their
up.
rated R movies on Touchstone. So that's probably Hulu. They'll probably send it to Hulu.
Okay, so then that means we'll get more stuff on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. And the Disney is
Yeah,
so
we will.
cheap. I mean, it's $7.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I'm like, I think if you really want to do this streaming service stuff, you got to be competitive. $18 is...
Yeah. And honestly, look, I've had HBO before. I mean, I guess if you're a big Games of Thrones fan or whatever. But
Yeah.
nothing ever on HBO has to ever make me want to keep this channel.
Yeah, and we're not into Game of Thrones, so...
Yeah, so...
Or Shameless.
Oh, is that on HBO?
That's not on HBO.
I thought I
Shameless?
saw that on Netflix.
I thought it was on Showtime.
Oh, it's probably
Is it on
Showtime.
Showtime?
I think it is.
I
HBO
don't
had
have that
like...
either.
No, HBO had The
Showtime
Wire,
Stars.
which was good. Sopranos is good.
Yeah.
But you just wait 5 years and then show up on Amazon.
It'll be somewhere. Oh, that's right. I have the Amazon streaming service too, but you know what? That's bundled in with my
Right.
Prime,
It's
so
on Showtime.
Yeah.
so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just, so many streaming services. I don't want it to get really convoluted, or bogged down. And
It is. It's going to get real congested, I guess. And
yeah, someone's going to lose out because when I add Disney, that's going to be like $30 for my TV, and that's where I'm going to end it. Like, I don't want to spend more because that's
Right,
the
'cause
point
at
of
that-
me not having cable.
right, at
now.
that point, it's almost like a cable bill.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So that's about it for the news. So
I did have one news thing to bring out.
Oh,
okay.
Jessica Jones
Oh, yeah.
started. For the
Oh,
final
that's
season.
right. Final season started yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep, started yesterday. And Disney is going to have at the, Disneyland or Disney World, a Marvel theme park.
Like a standalone park. Just
Like, I guess what they
Marvel
did with, like, Harry Potter, I think.
Land? Okay.
Yeah. So it was
That's Warner Brothers.
what Dawn
Oh,
said.
I thought, I was like, is Harry Potter Disney?
No,
No.
But
No,
like,
but,
Harry
I
Potter has a
mean-
park now, right?
I think
Yes,
so.
it does.
Yes.
But that's what they're going to be doing for Marvel, and it's going to be based off the cinematic universe.
Well, of course.
That's cool. I like
That's
it.
the-
Wait a
yeah.
minute. I thought... Am I confused? I thought Universal Studio had all the Marvel stuff there.
They did at
They do.
first,
But they
'Cause
don't
remember the Marvel was with Universal. Universal had the
Yeah.
rights.
So did Universal lose all that stuff?
They're
Did they have to,
probably
like, tear
going
down the
to.
buildings?
Yeah. You just rename it.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's what they did at Six Flags.
This is
Oh,
now
yeah, Six
Steel
Flags.
Man.
Okay.
This is
Instead of Man is Steel, it's Steel Man.
Yeah. All right. So I guess we'll go ahead into what you're doing. So, Derek, what you doing?
Honestly, nothing has changed. I made it to halfway through season 2 of The Flash.
Okay.
Um,
Was that season 2 with Zoom?
yes, with Zoom.
Okay.
With Zoom. And then it's like I starting to realize, like, who reads Flash comic books? So I don't know none of his villains, so I had to Google his villains. Because, like, season 1 was the Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, season 2 is now Zoom. And I guess apparently if you're going to have a superhero that runs really fast, I guess your villains have to be villains that run.
Well,
really
season 4,
fast.
they finally broke the mold and not having.
I was just
a
thinking
fast
he
villain.
has other villains. He has the Gorilla Man. He has...
Groot.
yeah.
King Grok, yeah.
He
Or
has
Gorilla Grodd,
Mirror
I should say.
Man. Doesn't he have a Blizzard guy, too?
Yeah,
Why don't you use those people?
they do, but they usually
think
put
they
them in
do
smaller
introduce them.
roles.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
because
the King Cold. No, Captain Cold.
Don't ask
Captain
me.
Cold.
Captain Cold.
Yeah,
He's
you
in
got
the show.
Captain Cold.
Oh,
You
so
got Captain
what did I
Cold,
call him?
But then you also got
Oh.
Killer Frost. Which I'm just like, but this is DC, so like when they mention these characters, and I was just like, but then Batman also has Mr.
Mr.
Freeze.
Freeze.
So like we got 3 characters in the same universe that uses ice, and then like you got the Trickster, which is
Oh.
played by Mark Hamill.
Yeah. Well, he played in the original Flash series. Mark Hamill played the Trickster, so he came back to play
Oh,
the Trickster
okay.
again.
Yeah,
Wait, in
Yeah, and
person,
it's just-
it was Mark Hamill?
yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
interesting since he's the voice of
Yeah.
the Joker.
But that's what I'm saying, and I was like, the character is similar to the Joker, and is like with him, and is like actually seeing him and sounding like that. I was just like, dude, this is so weird.
What episode is
'Cause-
that? I want to watch it.
We'll
I
look
have
it
to
up.
look at the episode number to tell you. Yeah.
But the Flash seasons, you're going to find they follow. Well, except for the fourth. The fourth one, they finally changed it up. But they usually follow like a. They've been following like the same theme where like you spend this whole first half of the season trying to figure out who the villain is. Like, who is the Reverse Flash? Who is Zoom? And then you're going to have the third season is another character. At least the third season was interesting who it was, but, you know, I'm not going to give it away for you.
Okay. Yeah. And only downside that I don't like is the Arrow and Flash crossovers that they randomly just throw in the middle of the season.
Well, like one character from the other show comes over or something?
Well,
usually Felicity.
They did that in season 1 a lot with Felicity, but in season 2 of the Flash, there were a lot back and forth with the Flash and Green Arrow, because of course, I think this is season 4 of Arrow, and he started calling himself the Green Arrow.
Yeah, well, which supposedly they were supposed to think it was two different people. It was this whole dumb.
Yeah, because the other person pretend like he was the Arrow.
What?
And then all of a sudden the Green Arrow came up.
And then the Green Arrow comes up. I like, no one sees that. Just like, it was the Arrow, but now there's a new hero. The Green Arrow. I'm like, really?
Okay, that's dumb. I'm so glad I don't watch that show. That's just stupid.
It was really. Well, I just thought calling him the Arrow was dumb anyway. Just like with the Flash before they gave him the name, the Streak or the Red Streak. I'm like, really? Yeah, but I really like Flash better than the Arrow though.
It's pretty decent. I don't think I watched the last season, or maybe I did. I don't remember.
Well, the Arrow was canceled, but Flash isn't.
Yeah, I think I did watch. If the last season was with the Thinker, then I watched that one. Which it was alright. It wasn't bad. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dawn, what you doing?
Okay, so what I have is not what we usually talk about. It's not a movie or video games or whatever.
Okay.
All right, so this weekend, I don't know why, I decided I was going to make a pizza from scratch. Like, scratch, right?
Okay.
So, like, I had to, like, go and get a rolling pin because I didn't own one. And a little thingy you roll it out on and everything, right?
I had a rolling pin. You could have just
Dang, man, because rolling pins are $15 for some reason. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Goodness, I'm like,
Because
this thing is real expensive.
Because if you buy one, they know you really need it.
Yeah, so that was already the start of my downfall. But I thought I was doing pretty good. So I got it rolled out. It didn't stick or whatever. But then I used too much flour as my base. But that was cool. I thought I can live with that. Then, this is where I messed up. So I started putting my pizza sauce on. I said, dang, I had to get my dough onto my... No, I got to get the dough on the pan.
Oh.
And I was like, how am I supposed to do that? So
you got a pizza pan, right? You should, if you're making it from scratch, you really should use a piece of stone.
Look.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't have that. I didn't have a rolling pan.
I have one of those too.
Of course you do. You should have been here when I was trying to make this pizza that did not go well at all.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Right. So I finally managed to transfer it onto my just a circle pan that I have.
Uh-huh.
It's a cookie sheet. It is. It's just circular. But then my dough was all messed up, but I couldn't re-roll it because I had already put the sauce on.
I'm loving this already.
Right. So now, like, my dough is, like, lumpy. It's too thick in some places, not thick enough. And I was just like, forget it. Then turns out, right, this is how, look, I don't bake, like, at all.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm going to put, like, some peppers and some pepperonis on there and whatnot. I did not have enough cheese. Right? And at this point, I'm like, I'm not about to go to the store and get some more. So
It burned everything.
No, I put some sandwich cheese on there.
This is the worst pizza I've ever heard. What kind of pizza?
You put sandwich cheese on there?
Look, it's not like it's
for
Kraft
people.
singles.
I've actually someone has told me this. Apparently, we are the only people that call it sandwich cheese. So they're talking about sliced cheese for everyone.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we grew up poor.
Sliced cheese, you know,
Yeah.
cheddar that's shaped like a square that you put on your sandwich.
Why is that on your pizza?
Because I ran out of sprinkled cheese. I don't
Shredded.
You live down the street from a grocery store.
Not sprinkled cheese. Shredded cheese.
Yeah, shredded
whatever. I
cheese.
ran
You
out.
said sprinkled cheese.
She said sprinkle. She said sprinkled cheese.
But Dawn, okay, look. You live 2 minutes from a grocery store.
Dude, man, they doing construction on that street. It takes forever to get through that intersection now.
Okay.
And my oven was already preheated, so I was like, well, whatever. So I used sliced cheese. It's not like it was Kraft Singles. I buy that good cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But yeah, so look, I'm going to say this. So my dough, okay, so I was like, I'm just going to let it cook a little longer, but I can't because then my toppings were starting to burn.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously my dough was undercooked and it was too thick. It was like a sandwich bread. But the top part of it tasted good, though.
I'm sure.
So, yes. That was my adventures of trying to bake. If anyone wants a rolling pin and a pastry sheet
Hey,
or whatever you call
again.
that, you guys can have that along with a half a bottle of open pizza sauce. It's all yours.
Wow.
We should get callers and be like the ninth caller. You get a piece of rolling pin.
Oh my god. All right, so I've been playing the Marvel's Spider-Man for PS4 again.
Oh.
I picked it up. Yeah, it's still pretty fun. Since we're talking about cooking, I made a vegan cake.
Ew.
Yeah, I know. You. Well, see, this is how it went down. So this person at work was like, she's a vegan, and you know how they are. Mm-hmm. Always talking about how their life is better. And I'm going to say this once. I think being a vegetarian is healthier than being a vegan. I'm just going to put that out there because they cut off way too much. And I had to explain to her how, my son, he's 3, how, when he switched to real milk, I couldn't give him the vegan stuff because I'm like, it's not enough. There's not enough fat. There's not enough calories, and he needs to grow. Yeah. So, and she's like, just give him juice. And I'm like, you know how mad your doctor would be at you?
Actually, there's a study in there about how toddlers are, undersized for people not giving their kids this dairy milk.
Yeah, and I don't understand.
That's science.
So, yeah. I'm like, and juice is bad for, especially we're talking about when they start drinking milk, they're 1.5, 2 years old. Yeah. You can't give them fruit juice.
No,
not a thing.
That's empty calories.
So yeah, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
So besides that, so she's talking about she can make stuff, and the one girl say, "Oh, maybe I should have a bake off." And I'm like, "Fine, we'll do it." But then she's like, "It would be unfair because I was gonna make a regular cake." And I was like, fine, you know what? Because you know me, I shouldn't be, but I'm competitive. So I'm like, fine. I'm going to out vegan you. When I tell you this was the worst baking experience of my life.
Well, how do you make a cake without milk and eggs?
Substitutes.
That's gross.
Yeah. And here's the thing, guys. When you don't put egg in your baking products, it doesn't rise. It does not rise. I can't get it to rise at all. When I say this, it didn't
Did you look up a recipe for this?
I didn't look up a vegan recipe.
Well,
I used a Rachel Ray recipe and substituted it. And I have I have reasons for that because the vegan recipes are nasty. I'm sorry. And I was like, she was like, you need to use a vegan recipe. That's why you're having so much trouble. And I'm like, you know what? No. Anyway, I won. Because my cake was better. So, and I will never make a vegan cake again. But it was horrible. Also, without egg, it doesn't bind together. So it's just a crumbly mess with icing on it.
Oh, you don't put butter in cake, do you?
Yes.
You do.
I put a whole bunch of butter in it because it was a Rachel Ray recipe.
But then it's not vegan.
Margarine.
Margarine doesn't count as...
Oh, as long as it didn't use milk products, then...
There's no milk in margarine?
Some does, some don't.
So technically your cake was not vegan.
I used one that didn't have milk in it.
That sounds weird. Okay. Oh, okay.
I mean, it's weird to have butter that's not made from milk, but yeah.
Okay.
So Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Mainly Spider-Man. But since you had that cooking story, it just made me think of the vegan cake that I made that my wife wants me to eat now, and I'm like, I'm not eating this.
Spider-Man, did you get to the shocker? You already passed the shocker.
Oh, yeah, I'm past the shocker.
Man, you've been playing a lot. Because you've always been playing.
Yeah, like I had it since Black Friday.
Oh, right, yeah. I'm at the shocker.
Okay, you're like nowhere in this game. But you don't own the game, so I guess
I also
that's
don't
fine.
own the game.
Yeah.
I did ask, I'm like, do you want your game back? He's like, do you like Spider-Man? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, do you want your game back? He hasn't asked for it back yet, so.
Okay. Well, that's about it, guys. I want to thank you very much for listening to the podcast. We appreciate it as always. If you want to reach out to us, go ahead and reach out to us on Facebook. We're facebook.com/3drivals. You can also catch us on Twitter. Now we are there, so tweet at us, 3D Rivals. I think it's at 3_rivals for some reason. I didn't choose that. It just made it that. So I don't know what the deal is with them.
Okay, maybe.
I'm out of the loop with how Twitter works. So at 3_rivals is the Twitter. Also, you can reach us on Gmail or 3drivals@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. So we're good there. And as always, thanks for listening. Peace out.
Good night, everybody.
Peace out.